Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Sports Wave Network and Sports Corner with the Conn Man. I am your host, the Conn Man. And with me this evening, I have with me what I call a very special guest. He goes by the name of Danny Santana. Danny, how you doing, my brother?
Man, I am good, man. I am so blessed. Let me tell you something. I had the privilege to spend most of my day today with Tony Wilson, the young James Brown, who has moved from Chicago to the state of Massachusetts to live in Boston so that he can become an official partner of ITY to help his Music for Kids worldwide be restarted once again in the city of Boston.
That is fantastic.
So today was amazing. Today was amazing. Tony had donated $400 worth of food today to allow us to be able to go out tonight after we're done with this show to go feed the homeless, or what I do twice a week, every week, And man, did you get my message earlier? I'm
I
coming
got
up
it. I
there.
got
I'm
it.
coming to
We'll talk
Philly.
about that. We'll talk about that.
I'm coming to Philly,
Danny,
man. I'm coming to see you.
okay, but Danny, for real, on the real tip, for the folks that Danny was on my show before, and it creates such a great response, and the reviews were unbelievable. And that's why I wanted you to come back on the show because I want to give you your flowers, and I'm so damn proud of what you're doing in the city as well. And I want you to, if you could, uh, take us back. Take us back for the viewers that who are tuning in or who will tune in that don't know who Danny Santana is. Maybe you could give them a little
So
perspective.
let's give them a little recap. My name is Danny Santana. I am the founder and CEO of ITY, inspiring today's young adults. We run a number of programs under this umbrella. We run a youth and adult gang mentorship program. We run Feeding the Hungry, where we go out twice a week at night from anywhere from 8 to 10 o'clock to 1 o'clock in the morning. We run Inspiring Today's Fathers, Inspiring Today's Women. We run the Youth Sex Trafficking Awareness Program. We One of our biggest programs is the Returning Citizen Advocacy Program that we provide in the city of Boston. Now, what we do in that program is that we provide returning citizens who are coming home with referrals and opportunities to the 5 essential things that they need. So if you're coming home and you're enrolling into ITY and you need help with clothing, we provide you with regular clothing, work attire, and regular clothing free of cost. If you need help with transportation, we provide you monthly bus and train transportation. Through the collaboration of the MBTA that we have, we're able to provide 15 individuals a month with bus and train transportations that they don't have to worry about how they're going to get into from places. For those that have food insecurity, we have a number of partnerships with a number of different pantries throughout the city of Boston. This is how I'm able to feed the homeless, because a lot of the food pantries will call me instead of letting the food go bad. They'll call me so that I can cook it that day and get it out to the homeless to eat. So people that have food safety issues or food insecurity, we're able to provide them resources and referrals for food. People that have severe mental health addiction and need services, we're able to provide those services. I'm a recovering addict myself, so part of my sobriety and staying sober is being in service to others and understanding that, that this is a disease. And with this disease, you can only live one day at a time. And when you try to live for more than one day, things come crumbling down, because people who suffer from the disease are only able to focus at one day at a time to then be able to make progress to where they need to go. You know, One of my greatest pleasures of doing what I do is the gratification that I receive from my community for the services that we provide them. So when people ask, what is ITY? What does ITY do? You
Mhm.
know, and I'm always, I'm humble about it. I'm real humble about it. And I tell most people, if you really want to know, just go to our website. Check out our website. Check out our Facebook. Check out our IG. I can show you better than I can tell you. So check it out. See what we do. you know, and if something I do inspires you, reach out to me. You know, I'm accessible to everybody. You know, if it's for the right cause, if it's for positivity, if it's for the beneficial of helping somebody to progress, I'm accessible. Okay. I am not accessible for individuals that want to call me to talk to me about my past and stuff that happened in a past gang lifestyle that I lived. I don't care about that. That doesn't fascinate me no more. So if you call me to talk about something in my past that I know that no longer defines me, you won't be accessible to me. But if you need help, if you need encouragement, if you're suffering through addiction, if you're about to get kicked out, if you don't have clothes, if you don't have money to get your kids to and from, and you need help, call me. That's what ITY is out here for. We're out here to create positiveness, to create, to bring our community together. Look at what's going on with this president that we got, Trump. Trump thinks that he's destroying us, that he's dividing us. But people need to wake up. He's not destroying us. He's talking the truth. He's telling us to our face what the rich, what people with money really think about the lower class people of America. And he's not afraid to deny it or hide it. He's telling us to our face, okay? And if we as a community don't recognize to take that, to come together and unite for a better cause, to unite, to have a voice that's strong to speak up against him, he's going to continue doing what he's doing. Look at what he just did. He just closed down the SBA in the city of Boston. That's in retaliation to Michelle Wu and Ayanna Pressley. Let me tell you something. We're not happy how our mayor and our congresswoman was treated on national TV. Boston deserves better than that. And we're not happy about that. Let me tell you something. Regardless, whatever our differences might be, whether my differences with ITY, with the mayor, whatever, none of that matters. At the end of the day, Boston sticks together. Boston is the city that's #1 in the nation for everything. And whatever we do in Boston, everybody else follows. Okay? Trump is trying to destroy that. But what he doesn't know is that he's only helping us to unite. He's only helping us, guys like me that are out here in the streets and the trenches really doing the work, to come together and be like, you know what, Trump? We acknowledge what you're saying. There's half truth to what you're saying. Because we're not going to sit here and say that everything he's saying is a lie, because it's not.
Right. Right.
There's half truth to what he's saying. But we as the people now need to recognize this half truth and be able to combat this half truth with facts or realities of what's really going on in our neighborhoods. You know, because people are in a frenzy right now, you know, and I don't understand how the hell a person who's not an American citizen, who wasn't born in America, can have anything to do with the politics in America. Elon Musk has to go. He's not an American citizen. He's not from America. He has nothing to do with America. And excuse my language, that's BS. What the F is he doing in our politics? But this is what we have to look for, you know, and as a community, we have the next 4 years of uncertainty for many things, you know, and this is a time for people to educate themselves. This is a time for people to start exercising their powers of citizens and their right to vote. This is a time for people to start doing this. Stop doing so much of this and get to doing what I'm doing out there, walking the walk. Okay? This isn't a time for us to be fighting amongst each other, to continue their ignorance. Young brothers are out there killing each other over streets that we don't own. Young brothers are out there killing each other over girls that they're not married over misconceptions of disrespect and ignorance. This is a time for us, for older men like me and you, to step up to the plate and to say, you know what? We acknowledge that there's quite a lot in America that needs to be fixed and isn't right. But let's not forget, we're living in the greatest country in the world. Regardless of what people may say that live here who don't appreciate living here because they've never had an opportunity to live in another country to face what those people face.
Right. Right.
We have a democracy of free will. We have a democracy to change and to speak up. A lot of people in other countries don't have that. I don't agree that President Trump has the best interest for everybody 100%. He will do good things and he will fix a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
But we have to keep him accountable. We got to make sure that he knows, even though you're the president, there's still federal laws and constitutional laws that you yourself as the president have to abide by. Just like me, the Lord man. Because if me and you break a law, you best believe they hauling our ass to jail in a heartbeat.
In a minute.
We don't have the money. We don't have the money to put up to be able to keep us from going behind those walls. You know? But this is where the fact of us coming together to educate ourselves plays in. You know, I'm not into politics, but it's important to learn politics. It's important to learn what's going on in your community. It's important to learn the people that we have elected to represent us in the community. And it's important to stick up for our the people that we have elected to represent us when they're being disrespected by Congress, the way that Ayanna Pressley and Mayor Wu was disrespected. Oh no, this is what they're going to see Boston stepping up behind our Congresswoman and behind our mayor, regardless of whatever personal feelings we have. These women do a phenomenal job. They might not do a phenomenal job in every aspect of their position, but they really are for Boston. They really are for the state of Massachusetts. These women truly do make a difference, regardless of what anybody wants to say. Okay? And we have some phenomenal people that are getting ready to run in this upcoming mayor's election. Josh Kraft, Domingo de Rosa, all facing against Wu. Right? And I'm bipartisan in this. I don't have nothing bad to say about anybody. The only thing that I'm telling people is before you go and give a vote on any one of these three individuals, be 100% secure in your knowledge of why you're voting for that person. Be 100% secure in your conviction that that person really does deserve your vote. Because these are the people who were elected into position. So we need to be cautious of those that we're electing. Are they really a voice for us? Do they really have our best interests at hand? Are they really for the lower people? You know, ITY does more than just service the youth and adults. We provide inspiration. We provide hope. We provide people with the things that they need most is somebody to listen to. Somebody to just be like, you know what, I understand. And you're not judged here and you're not looked at any different here. Because I was you 5 years ago. I was a crack addict 5 years ago. I was a worthless gangbanger 10 years ago. I was a deadbeat father 12 years ago. I was a coward of a husband 20 years ago. These are all things that defined me in the past. But these are not things who define me today. Okay? And people need to know who you were in the past does not define who you are today, as long as you're walking with righteousness in your heart and doing God's will the right way. Everybody has to pass. And I'm nobody to point fingers or ever talk about anybody. You know, and a lot of people are quick to point fingers, but they forget there's only one finger pointing forward and there's three pointing back. All right?
Right.
So let's think about that. Before you go pointing a finger at somebody or talking about something, make sure that your laundry is clean. Make sure that there ain't no skeletons in your closet. Because the minute you start, people are going into your closet to see what they can dig out on you. And I don't care what people dig out on me. People have said all kinds of things. Oh, he's a rat. He's a snitch. He's the that. There ain't never been no paperwork, no nothing. I've never lived like that. Man, I ain't never flow like that. People that know me, I'm the best at what I do. If I'm doing bad, I'm the best at being bad. And I'm doing good, I'm the best at being good. There is no in between. I do what I do because I acknowledge that I'm an addict in recovery. I acknowledge that I suffer from a disease, and not just one disease, a couple diseases that make it hard for certain individuals to be able to cope in society without the proper support network. Do
And
you
that's
know
common for you.
why I am?
Now,
Do
I
you
wanted
know
to bring this
why I
part
am
up, Danny,
able?
is the fact that you just talked about your past, and I'm not going to bring up because what you're doing now is remarkable. But because of that, how did you find, what were the pros and cons? Because you had to go and get resources. You had to go and do that. How did you feel knowing that, okay, I'm coming from this way, and but I'm coming to you to help out the youth, homeless, whatever. What I guess what obstacles were there when you first went to go talk to someone who you thought could help you out?
A lot of closed doors.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of providers that said that they were out here for individuals like me to give services were afraid to provide me services because of who I was and who I was affiliated with. Um, you know, a contract was put on my life. I was stabbed 9 times in 2021 because when I decided to make a firm decision to change my life and to devote my life to ITY, a lot of people, the powers that be, weren't happy with that. They weren't happy. They thought that I was going to take what I knew and share it with individuals that I shouldn't share it with. And I have never done that. When I made a decision to walk away from that lifestyle, I made a decision to walk away from that lifestyle for the good, to teach youth my experiences so that they don't ever have to go through that. I game banged for 27 years, right? And the only thing that I got out of it was misery and pain. Okay? Because it's never what the nation can do for you, it's always what you can do for the nation, you know? And when I learned how to identify myself as a real man, and this is what I teach the youth that I talk, and when I sit there and I be like, let me ask you a question. How old are you? 18, 19, 20? Okay. Do you consider yourself a real man? And the majority be like, yeah, I consider you myself. Why do you consider yourself a
Mm-hmm.
real man? Oh, because only I can tell myself what to do, right? And then I say to them, okay, but when you're a gang member, aren't you supposed to follow a COC or chain of commandment? Don't you allow for another individual who's standing in the same position in life as you to dictate how you're going to talk, how you're going to walk, and how you're going to act? All gang members have to follow some type of leadership. So if you're claiming to be part of a gang, how can you sit there and say that you're a man? A real man doesn't allow for another man to dictate how he's going to talk, walk, or act.
That's
Then
so
they be like,
damn true. That is.
then they be like, you know what? That makes a lot of sense. Yes, it makes a lot of sense. And you know why it makes a lot of sense? Because it took me 27 years to understand the power of how much that made sense. It took me 27 years to understand. I'm 42 years old. I didn't learn how to become a real man standing on my own until I was 35 years old. After they already tried to murder me, after they already tried to do what they did to me. None of that matters no more. I'm here for a reason today. God kept me alive for a reason today. And I live every day with gratitude, not taking for granted the opportunity to wake up another day to breathe, the opportunity to wake up another day to be in service to my community.
That's
You
folks. This
know,
is why I wanted them back on my show because you
it took a lot. It took a lot to humble myself. It took a lot to learn to ignore comments on the surroundings that didn't really hold no true value in what I was doing and how I was living. You know, it took a lot for me to forgive individuals who I know didn't deserve forgiveness. But sometimes you gotta forgive just to let go and to outgrow certain things in life. Because when you let certain things consume you, you're denying the ability of growth. You're denying yourself the opportunity to prosper. You know, people think that education stops once you stop going to college or high school. Education doesn't stop once you stop going to college or high school. Education is a lifelong endeavor. You can never stop learning because there's so much to learn in life that you cannot learn in one lifespan. Everything that there is to learn about life. But the people that surround us daily will influence the way we think, the way we talk, the way we walk, and the things that we want. Our youth are not able to think for themselves because Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, it's got them so institutionalized with this technology that our kids don't even talk. They don't engage how we engaged when we was growing up. Playing kick the bottle, playing hide and seek, playing dodgeball. Out there, there was no on the phone all day, every day. We was outside playing,
Damn right.
outside, being kids. You knew what that light turned on at 9 o'clock. If that light turned on and your boy wasn't home, even people that weren't in the family knew. Like, yo, the lights is on. You know your mother coming down here looking for you. You better get your little behind to that house.
Mm-hmm.
There is no more sense of family morals or values that are being taught in our households. Our kids, family traditions, American true family traditions are being watered down by all of this technology that's present. Why? Because technology has made society lazy. Technology has made it so easy that our kids are so lazy that they don't want to do nothing because it's as easy as jumping on the phone and hitting and sending something. Right?
Yeah, sure is.
70% of our youth in the high school are antisocial. We'll be sitting in a lunchroom table eating lunch right across from each other, but they're not talking to each other like me and you are talking. They're talking to each other on the phone, texting. Oh, did you get the I just took like I don't understand that. I don't understand how our kids, families aren't sitting down at the table at 5 o'clock to have family dinner no more, to discuss about how your day went and what's going on and what's happening this weekend and what's the family doing. Families aren't doing that. True American traditions are becoming obsolete. And people are allowing that to happen. People are allowing their 12, 13-year-olds to be in their households claiming that they're gang members. Mothers and fathers allowing their preteens to be in their household, talk about, oh, I'm a king, I'm a blood, I'm a crip, and not saying nothing about it. Or finding guns under the mattress of a 14, 15, and 16-year-old and allowing that child to still have that gun. These are the realities of American families in today's society. And not everybody.
Right.
Because you got good parents that are raising kids good, that still have good family morals and upbringings, and are sticking strong to those beliefs and those values that they have, But we got way too many kids having kids that don't know the first thing about being a parent, that are learning how to be parents as they go, as they grow in life with their kids,
And don't you find that?
And for some
And during your experience, because of what you just said, don't you find that's part of the problem? Kids having kids?
Yeah, that's part of the problem. I mean, our school system are failing our kids. What our kids are being taught in school today is outdated. They're not up with the times of technology. They're not up with the times with how fast the youth are moving. Okay? Our kids in high school should be leaving high school with knowing how to file taxes, what tax brackets are, how to file them, how to buy a house, the importance of having the credit to buy a house, how to open up an IRA, how to open up all these other different accounts that they can open up. They should know about opening up trusts and becoming a trustee and all these things that the rich and powerful know about that they don't want to share. Our kids should be getting taught that. They should have more mental health services in our schools to deal with the daily PTSD and the trauma that our kids experience on the way to and from school. Because what are our kids encountering when they leave the house, going to school and from school? Drug dealers, addicts,
Bullying.
prostitutes, police arresting, running up on them, profiling, and then we wonder why there's so much animosity between community and law enforcement. Law enforcement, they're people just like us.
Yes. True.
There's a lot of good people who are officers out there who truly care about the community. And they get overlooked because of the few bad apples that are found in our departments everywhere in the US. Because it's just not Boston, it's not Chicago, it's just not Philly, everywhere in the US. In every law department, there's a few bad apples. And those reputations overcome the reputations of the good officers that are out there. I work hand in hand with a lot of different departments, only to give services that are going to benefit my community. ITY would never work in the hand with any department that's gonna result in somebody going to prison, result in somebody losing a family member, result in somebody losing custody of a child or something. No, we're not here for none of that.
Mm-hmm.
We're here for the betterment of our people and to improve our community, and that's it. If it isn't about positivity, if it isn't about growth, it doesn't pertain to ITY. Because
Now explain to me. Go ahead.
ITY was built for individuals like me who are returning citizens who have a desire to get back to the community, who have a desire to become somebody in your life and have a desire to leave a legacy behind. ITY is teaching individuals like me how to do that, how to create a legacy, how to leave a legacy behind. That's what ITY is created for. To each one, teach one.
Correct. Now,
The Harry Tubman.
right. Now, how do you go about as far as the programs you do? Can you talk about the programs you are now doing right now?
So the
And the
programs
different
that I do, I run them seasonal. Due to the fact that I don't get no type of sponsorship or grants of any sort, I can't run the programs that I run all year round. I can only run them seasonal.
Okay.
So during this season, I'm working on these 3 programs that I'm running right now. At the end of this season, when the next season starts, I'm working on the other 2 or 3 programs that I run. Because ITY is only able to do what ITY does from the support of viewers that watch my interviews and from community members that go out their way to donate to us, either in financial compensation or they deliver us waters, they deliver us trays, paper plates, spoons, sodas, they deliver us bags of rice, they deliver us boxes of chicken to cook, boxes of fish. This is how I'm able to do what I'm able to do in the city of Boston. Because of the respect that ITY has earned and gained. Not out of being demanding, not out of Armstrong in it, but because we earned it. Because I'm not out here just doing this.
No.
I walk what I talk.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm not out here just doing this. Okay? Yes, I have a past. Yes, I'm an addict. Yes, I was a deadbeat dad. Yes, I was no good at one point. But never no good at no point where I ever ratted on somebody or violated somebody sexually, because that's never been in me. But I had to learn how to be a man. And I didn't learn how to be a man until after I hit 35. Because I had all these trials and tribulations to go through to finally understand what my purpose in life was for. And this
And
is
you
what
said,
I teach the youth when I'm sitting talking with them. These are the real talks that I have, whether they're youth or with adults. These are the conversations that are being had behind closed doors.
okay, now D, I'm gonna hit you up a buck. I'm 14 years old, 15 years old. I see what you're doing, and I want to be a part of it, man. But it ain't cool because I got my homeboys, doing the thing. It ain't cool, but I really want to be where you're at. I want you to help me out because that's real. That's real talk. You know what I'm talking about. How do you handle situations like that, and how do you recruit, or do they come to you? I know, but I want the viewers to know
So,
what's the
so
process.
80% of the kids that I work with me are referred to me directly from the courts,
Okay.
probation, or they're mandated by the judge to complete my program.
Okay.
The other 20% of the kids that we work with are referred to me by community members, family members, and believe it or not, those 20% of those kids that I work are kids of people who I had so-called murder beef with in the past,
Ooh.
of individuals who we couldn't be in the same room at one time. And today, I am working directly with their kid to help them improve their relationship with their child, because they see the work and the value of the work that I'm doing out in society today. I don't have no more enemies. I don't have no more. I can't be like, yo, that's my enemy, because then I'd be a hypocrite. Then I'm not really a man of God the way that I'm trying to be. If I'm claiming that I have enemies, I don't have enemies. I have misunderstandings with certain individuals, and the certain individuals aren't mature enough to understand that what we did as children were mistakes that shouldn't have happened, and you can't let certain things grow, then that's on you.
Right.
That's not going to stop my flow. That's not going to stop me from feeding the hunger. That's not going to stop me from working with the youth. That's not going to stop me from helping a returning citizen. That's not going to stop me from helping a senior citizen that needs to ride somewhere or food delivered to the house. None of that's going to stop ITY's flow. But I have had a lot of conversations lately with individuals who 5 years ago I wouldn't even spend 2 minutes on the phone with. Do you know what it is to have somebody that you had murder beef with in the streets, but is now calling you, telling you, D, forget all that BS that happened in the past. I'm watching what you're doing out in the streets. I need your help. My child is out of control. I'm afraid for my child. I don't want to lose my child to the streets. I don't want to have to bury my child. I don't want to have to go visit my child behind the glass. The work I'm doing in the streets of Boston speaks for itself. So when people ask me, yo, what is ITY? Just go onto our website and pick one of the 100 videos that are on there to show you the type of work that I'm doing in the streets of Boston.
And folks, he's doing some phenomenal things. Like you said, to go check out the videos. How do you decide where you want to go to deliver the food? How does that come about?
I mean, I know most of the hotspots in the city of Boston where the homeless tend to congregate at certain times of night. So at night, there isn't as much homeless out being present as there is during the day.
Right.
Because you got to understand, a lot of shelters have a time limit where you have to be there to get a bed. And if you're not there by a certain time, then you don't get a bed for that night. So the homeless population at night isn't as large as the homeless population is during the day. So it's easier for me to drive by certain areas and pinpoint and see where they're at today and see, okay, where's the most homeless at tonight? And that's what we're going to stop at. You know, sometimes I'll stop at one spot, record that one spot, and then stop at 2 or 3 other spots and don't record that. Because not everywhere we go is meant to have a recording.
Right.
I do recordings because that's how we get the support. That's how we get the donations coming in to continue doing what we're doing. But we're not recording to put people on blast to make them feel any less. No. Because I always say it in my recordings, I am a member of that community. 5 years ago, I was a resident of Methadone Mile. That's no longer referred to as Methadone Mile. It's now referred to as Miracle Mile. Because out of there, miracles come out of. Wow. I'm a miracle in the happening. Mathematics is a miracle in the happening. Exit Fame is a miracle in the happening. Pablo Costa is a miracle in the happening. Miracles come out of Mass Ave. Miracles, real miracles. Garrick Dames, miracle in the happening. All my brothers that are coming home that were innocent, that did 25, 30 years as innocent men from the prison in the prison system in Massachusetts that are free now. Those are miracles that are happening. We need to put aside our ignorance, our hate and envy for one another, and start analyzing self. We're so quick to be like, oh, this dude's a hater, this dude's jealous, this dude's an envy. But look at how you're talking. The same thing that you're talking about, that's coming out of your mouth. Because what we speak about, we bring about. And it took me a long time to learn that. It really took me a long time to learn that what you speak about, you bring about. You know, and I'm not perfect. Sometimes I be slipping. Sometimes I get real passionate about certain things that people be like, yo, are you serious? Why are you caring about that? That's not stopping your flow. That's not going to affect you.
Right.
But certain people, certain things in certain places trigger me. And I know that about myself. And since I know that about myself, I avoid at all costs people, places, and things that are going to trigger me. Because I already know what path that led me down.
Right.
Lived it way too many times. Every time I tried it, no matter how many different ways I did it, the result was all the same. Me sitting suffering in the prison cell for years on end. The results are always the same. No matter how many different ways I tried to do what I was doing in that lifestyle, the result was always the same. Me sitting in the prison cell for years on end, suffering. I didn't want to live that life no more.
Right. And know what's so great about you and what you do is, man, people can't fool you. You already been there, done that. So when someone's trying to play you or what, you already been there. You already done that. You know what I mean? And you got these people who have never been in the environment and the situation that you have been in and grew up in, and how you had to.
Or you got individuals that go to jail one time out their life, spend the punk 2.5 years, and then want to come out and be part of the community talking about, oh, this is why I'm doing this and this is why I'm doing that. And, you know, I got to do this to show people not to go to jail, but ain't never really lived that lifestyle to begin with, was never in the streets, was never a gang member, was never a shooter, was never a stabber, was never one of them stick-up kids. You went to jail because You got in a fight with somebody, you beat somebody up, and you got 18 months to 2.5. Or you was driving in the car and people had drugs on it, and everybody got charged, and nobody wanted to rat, so now everybody's doing the same time. So people want to come out of jail acting like they bigwigs from doing 18 months to 2.5, 3 years, and then living fantasies. And then you got people that are going to the feds doing 10, 15 years, coming home from doing 20, 25 years, and then coming home and doing interviews talking about you're still a gang member. You're still over there, like advertising and making it seem like that lifestyle still the lifestyle to be. You just sacrificed 15, 20, 30 years of your life in prison. And you're going to come home to do an interview like me and you are doing right now to glorify that lifestyle? To glorify you coming home after doing 15 years? I don't understand that concept.
I don't either.
20 years, doing 10 years. Like, I don't understand that concept. You just denied your family and loved ones 10, 15, 20 years of having the pleasure of having your presence to be around. And you would come home and still be on that ignorance things. Some people just don't grow up. Some people just don't mature. But that's okay. Because that's what life is. Some people get it. Some people get it early in life. Some people get it late in life. And then some people just never get it. But that's what life is.
Right.
We can't live our life depending how other people are living their life. We can only live our life the way we know how to live our life today, the way we know how to choose to live our life today.
And something?
I don't go out every day. I don't go out every day thinking I'm going to go do what I'm going to do today because this person and that person is doing it. I don't care what this person and that person is doing.
Right.
I go out every day to do what I do because this is what helps to keep my sobriety. This is what helps to keep me commitment. This is what helps to keep me dedicated to the work that I do.
And people don't realize that when individuals do things that you're talking about, they think it only affects them, but it affects your whole family. You know what I mean? They don't realize, they're worried about, it's only me, I did it. No, it affects your whole family. You know what I mean? And it's a tough thing to swallow. And if
children don't get the opportunity to grow with the parent because the parent is incarcerated. The worst thing ever about being incarcerated is losing a loved one that you love wholeheartedly with all your soul and not having the opportunity to say your last goodbyes to them, not having the opportunity to hold them for one last time, to smell them, to touch them, to embrace them. The worst thing about prison is that. And if that isn't enough not to make you to ever want to go back to prison, then my brother, you're a lost cause for real, for real. Because that alone should be the number one reason to never go back to prison. Those are things that haunt you to the grave. Me being in jail, not being able to bury my brother when he was murdered, haunts me to this day. Me being in jail, not being able to bury my aunt when she died, haunts me to this day. Me being in jail when my daughter passed away and I had to be brought to her funeral in handcuffs, in an orange jumper, haunts me to the day that I die. These are the realities of living that lifestyle. But they're not talking about that. Coming home, glorifying that lifestyle. They're not talking about all the pain and misery that you experience. They're not talking about how the law in certain places now treated you a certain way because now you're identified as under a certain They're not talking about that. They're not talking about how they throw individuals like me who they claim are gang related, and they use the excuse of us being gang related to throw us into the hole 23-1 for years at a time. They're not talking about the mental destruction and the emotional destruction that they're creating within us. But you want to go out and glorify the lifestyle of you being in prison, right? Bunch of clowns, let me tell you, a bunch of clowns. And it took me a long time not to be that clown anymore. Because for 27 years, I was that clown. I kept coming home glorifying the lifestyle that I was so ignorant to. You know, and I love a lot of my brothers and sisters. Don't get me wrong. I do love a lot of my brothers and sisters, and I am here for them to help them always, no matter what. Any brother or sister that reaches out to me like, yo, D, I'm effed up. I need your support, please. How can you help me? You best believe that I am going to try my best to help that person and not connect with that person to the people that can help them or what they need. Because that's what I live for. I spent 27 years leading people to death and to prison. I want to spend the next 27 years leading people to God's doorsteps. I want to spend the next 27 years leading people to learn how to become our future leaders, to become our future representatives. That's when I want to spend the next 27 years. I don't want to lead nobody to their downfall no more. I don't want to lead nobody to selling drugs. I don't want to lead nobody here, take this gun and go shoot this person. Been there, done that. I was ignorant to have done those things, but I know better today. Here, let me put a Bible in your hand. Let me introduce you to this youth ministry. Let me introduce you to that ministry, right? Let me introduce you to this brother who's a minister over here, or that brother who's a bishop over here. Or let me introduce you to this brother that's a returning citizen that just did 30 years and now runs his own nonprofit. And let me connect you with him so that he can help you to build your nonprofit. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about taking responsibility for the errors of our actions, stepping up and said, yes, I am guilty of this, this, and that. But it does not define who I am today. Let my actions speak louder than my words today. So when they ask me, what is ITY about? That's why I always say, go to our website, click on any of the 100 videos that are there and see what we do in my city. See what Boston does in the city of Boston.
That's so awesome, man. Look, I talk smack all day long. You got me. I can't even say a damn word right now. I'm speechless right now, my brother, because you make such an impact on me, and I'm sure people who are viewing this as well. And D, since I'm here giving you your flowers, is there anything maybe I didn't ask that you want to convey to the viewers, or is there anything that maybe Mike should have asked me
Yeah.
that, or maybe
Jeff, you didn't ask me about me coming up there to Philly from the 20th to the 22nd. I'm coming to your neighborhood, to your hood, and we're going to go feed the homeless in your neighborhood.
But fam,
That's what I'm coming up there to do.
I'm not in Philly.
Where you at?
I'm in New Bedford.
Oh, you in New Bedford? I'm thinking you in Philly, man.
I'm in
Man,
New Bedford.
you in New Bedford? I'm coming out there. We coming out there.
Come on out. I'll hook you up.
We coming out there. I'm thinking you in Philly, man. But
I'm right here in New Bedford.
Your homegirl is in Philly, right? That's why I thought you was in Philly.
My
the one that your producer.
Yes.
Okay, so that's why I thought she was in Philly. Okay, so let her know I'm going up there. Connect with me. I want to see her, and we're gonna go feed her community.
Hey, we're gonna make it happen. She's watching right now, by the way. So you know what I mean?
That's right. That's right. I'm coming up there the 20th to the 22nd. I'm going up there to do an interview on the Scars podcast on the 20th, and I'll be up there to the 22nd. And I want to link up with her.
Oh, absolutely.
To go hit her block, her community, and go feed them out there before I come back.
That's awesome, man. I wish
You
I
know,
was a
and
Philly man.
anybody that's watching that wants to support ITY, please look us up on our Facebook, our webpage. You can donate directly through our webpage to PayPal or Cash App. Or if you living in the area and you want to come and buy food and drop off food, the drop off location is 1916 Dorchester Ave at Trinity Management Office. They receive all the donations for ITY and they make sure that those donations get to ITY. You know, so once again, to all the viewers that are watching this, that want to support me in any which way, that's the drop off location. If you want to support me by supporting us, by sending us financial compensation, we greatly appreciate it. We have more than enough videos that will verify what the money is being used for. You know, and I just filed my 1023 status for my nonprofit official. We had to refile it because the first time paperwork wasn't done right, but now we are an official 501c3, and all we
Okay.
got to do is wait the 8 to 9 months to get our Fed status, and all of our compliance is in order. My board, I'm building an amazing board. My structure to my board is amazing, and what we getting ready to do in the city of Boston is only going to get better and better.
And now, D, you know something? You talked about your board. We all know about you, but I know you want to give a shout out to your board, the people that work at ITY.
Absolutely.
You got to give a shout out to them, man.
Absolutely. I want to give a shout out to my whole board. You know, Peter Karma,
Yeah.
Jessica Samara, Clifton Braithwaite, Javon Tooley, Sandy Valdez, Yamanet Nieves, Vanessa Roy, Angel Williams. Who am I missing? And let me tell you something. These have been my board members for the last 3 years. And they have stuck by me through thick and thin, let me tell you. You know, and I am so proud to have the partnerships that I have with them. Tony Wilson, one of the greatest and best partnerships that ITY could have made. John Blasingame, the godfather of fashion. One of the best partnerships that ITY could have created. You know, Nenny for Dime Magazine, who introduced me to John Blasingame. And now that's the reason why I'm coming out to Philly. That's the reason why we getting ready to tour Philly, getting ready to tour New York, getting ready to tour New Jersey. Thank you so much for these individuals, these names that I just mentioned, because they are the ones that make everything possible. Our partnerships with Ashmont Main Street, you know, and not to leave none of my spiritual mentors, you know, first and foremost, Dr. Reverend Dana Gonzo, who blessed ITY with an actual location without having to pay. And that is amazing. It's the biggest blessing that we got. You know, he is my spiritual father, one of my spiritual advisors, along with Franklin Hobbs of Boston Global Ministries, Pastor Chris Sumner, who's also one of my spiritual mentors, Pastor Groover, who's also one of my spiritual mentors. You know, thank you to all of these individuals who have been in my corner for years and decades. Tracy Litcutt, you know, there's just so many brothers. Abigail Forrester, you know, True C a lot.
Wow.
All these individuals that I'm naming right now have a pivotal point in my life that have helped me change something in me that need to be changed. You know, the brothers of the Mass, the Muslim brothers, these are Muslim brothers that I'm talking about. And I love these brothers to death because they know me since I was gangbanging, since I was 12 years old, to the man that I am now at 42. And I still have these individuals in my corner to this day, supporting everything ITY does. So big shout out to them. Big shout out to all the partnerships that I have. You know, Project Right with Rich Salmon. Big shout out definitely to the Do It Center Erica Davis, I love that sister. God bless you, sister. Yo, you are one of the greatest friendships and partnerships I could have ever been blessed with. To Yini Matos, to all the people that work with MDC, Madison Park Corporation and Development that support ITY. Forget 100%. Support ITY 1,000%. Thank you so much to all of these people that I'm naming. To Horace Hardaway, who is one of my truest friends and mentors and companions. And his family, who has supported ITY 1,000% since the beginning. His father, Danny, his mother, all of them. Thank you so much to all of these individuals. Because without them, ITY wouldn't be at where ITY is today. Thank you so much to Liz Miranda, the senator. Even though we've had our differences, okay, I still have to give respect to this lady because she has done for ITY. You know, China Tyler, Julia Mejia, Henry Santana, Ruth Z, the president of the city council. Thank you so much to all of these individuals. Tanya Anderson, Jeff Fitzpatrick, all of these individuals who truly support the work that ITY is doing in the city of Boston. Thank you so much. Because 18 months, 2 years ago, I didn't have the support. I didn't have the backing of these individuals. A few. But look at how big ITY has grown in the last 18 months to 2 years. So thank you to these individuals that I'm mentioning. Thank you to those that are really in my inner circle, that when they see me getting off track, ain't gonna hesitate like, yo, D, you're effing up. What's up, man? Yo, nah, we're not doing this. You gotta get back. Nah, wait. No, wake up. You're asleep right now. Wake up. Thank you. Because these individuals that I just named and mentioned, these are what these individuals do for me. They keep me accountable. They keep me filled with integrity. And they allow me to continue to do that I work with love and support. That is the two main ingredients that I need, really,
Yeah, exactly.
to continue doing the work that I do. So thank you to all of these individuals that I mentioned. Thank you to Josh Kraft, who sponsored ITY this holiday with gifts to be able to sponsor families in need. Thank you.
Mm. I remember when you came on my show back a little while ago, and again, like you said, you didn't have the support then as you do now. So, can you imagine what the next 18 months are going to be like?
Man, it only gets better, brother. It only gets better. We're being presented with an award at the Ebony Fashion Awards show in New Jersey on May 17th and May 24th, I
Wow.
think.
Wow.
There's a lot of big things in the works right now.
Wow.
The biggest blessing that I have been given is the mentorship that I am receiving from Tony Wilson, the young James Brown, and John Blassingame, both the godfather of fashion and the godfather of soul.
Yeah.
Those are one of the truest blessings that I have received today in life, for sure.
Wow. That's deep, man. I am so damn proud of you, man. I can imagine. I'm just looking what's going to happen in the future, man, because the future looks bright, and people like you, man, because it takes a lot to do what you do. You gotta have it. You gotta be about it. You know what I mean? And if you ain't about it, it's going to show. And I mean, you're the real deal, Holyfield, bro. That's all I can say. You the real deal. You know what I mean? We only got a
I
few minutes
mean,
left. Unfortunately, we could talk about 10 hours because I could listen to you all night. But is there anything else before we go? Is there anything else you want to talk about? What programs you're doing right now? Because I know you got an initiative going on right now that you're doing.
so right now, I am getting ready to hold a press conference in the city of Boston on March 26th. I got all the media coming out to this press conference, and we're going to start addressing the youth violence that we're experiencing on a daily basis at our train stations during the school let out hours. For the last couple years, they've been talking about the problem, the problem, the problem. There's no need to reinvent the wheel. Tracy Licker and all them, when they created the street workers program, created the solution in the city of Boston. There's no need to recreate any wheel. We just need to go back to what we know works. Community collaborations working together for the same purpose, for the same cause, instead of against each other and independently. That's the issue in the city of Boston. We got too many organizations that want to work separately instead of working together collaboratively. This isn't rocket science.
No, it ain't.
This isn't rocket science. They created the results that made the difference in the city of Boston 30 years ago. So why we create the
My
real?
phone is dying. My phone is dying. I don't want to.
There you go. That's Key right there. Hey, Key, he's going out there to go see you in now. She lost her phone. That's the one you're gonna be seeing out in Philly. She's gonna be so excited for you going out there, man. She's gonna take care of you.
Absolutely.
But you know, we only got a couple minutes left. Man. Is there anything else you want to? First of all, let people know how to get. I know you always said it, but let people know how to get in touch with you, your program, your initiative, anything you want
Facebook,
to end this conversation.
Facebook, Instagram, and webpage. It's all under the same thing. ITYouth.org. That's ITYOUTH.org. Or you can call me directly. My number is 857-221-1497. Like I said, if you're calling me about positivity and for the betterment, I'm accessible. If you're going to call me on ignorance and negativity, you won't be accessible to me. Okay? I'm about helping the community and building the community. I'm no longer about destroying my community. So if you want to get in contact with me directly to support me, this is my number, 857-221-1497. I'm Danny Santana, founder CEO of ITY, inspiring today's young adults.
Y'all hear that, ladies and gentlemen? Now, Danny, you know me. I've been doing a lot of this. Now it's time. You know, not only talk the talk, walk the walk. So I'm gonna get with you soon, and I'm gonna handle my business. You know what I mean? But again, I want to thank you for coming on my show. You are one of the most real brothers I've ever had on my show. As you can tell, I can't even talk right, but because you inspire me to keep doing what I'm doing as well. Not in the level that you are, but I'm doing my thing. But you give me the initiative and to keep on doing what I'm doing as well. So I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, my brother, for coming on my show and doing what you're doing. And I'm sure the people who are watching are going to be supporting you as well. So you take care, my man. I'm going to hit you up in a little bit. We're going to talk.
I believe that. I believe that God is directing me the right way, and I'm leaving everything in his hands. Everything that I'm doing today is his will. I am the happiest I have ever been in my life because I gave all my sorrows, all my worries, all my problems to God. And he blessed me with an amazing woman in life. And I am so grateful.
Hey, man, I'm so proud of you, my brother. I ran out. I can't even talk anymore. I ran out of words. You know, folks, this is a very special show to me because I got my man Danny Santana doing the damn thing. You know, like I said, a lot of people do a lot of talking, not people really do the walk, the real walk. He walks the real walk every goddamn day. He goes out there supporting the homeless, feeding the homeless, dealing with the youth, dealing with all the problems in that community of Boston area. We need to do the same damn thing here in New Bedford and everywhere else. And maybe he could be, you know, maybe he could be the middleman helping whomever's watching this, that their situations kind of like what he dealt
My
with.
brother, ITY is going to be in 10 different cities within 2 years. Listen to what I'm saying. Wow. 10 different cities in the state of Massachusetts are going to have an official ITY location. If I can find a brother from the New Bedford area to train to be an ITY director, New Bedford will have an ITY location out there.
Oh, they're going to love you, man. They're going to love you. Oh, yes, because that's very much needed, as you know. But again, I want to thank you for coming on. Is there any last words before I got to let you go, my brother?
one day at a time, you guys, and for you guys that are watching me, that are suffering addiction, that have a desire for sobriety and don't know where to start, I'm running a recovery accountability challenge 30 days. It's free for everybody to join. We meet every night from 9:15 to 10:15. Nobody obligated to speak if they don't want to speak. It's just a platform for individuals that have a desire to be sober, to be inspired, to continue seeking the sobriety that they want. It's just a platform to inspire people to share what they're going through, and to and to let them know you're not the only one going through that. You're not the only one feeling that. There's hope out there. There's people that care. So if you know of anybody that's struggling with sobriety and needs some sense of direction, myself, Mathematics, Exit Fame, Garrick Dames are doing a lot of work in the city of Boston to help individuals get some type of understanding of where to start.
Well, D, again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for coming on my show. Wow, it's been real, man. God bless you. Stay blessed. Have a good night, my
Appreciate
brother.
you, brother, man.
I'll be hitting you up.
Likewise.
You got it, my brother. Take care. God bless you.
Likewise, my brother.
Folks, I just had my good friend Danny Santana on my show, Sports Corner with the Conn Man. My show is primarily about sports, but sometimes you got to do the right thing because it's the right thing to do. And this is about maybe saving lives. And what he's doing is so impressionable to me. That's why I asked him to come on again. And we're going to be doing a damn thing very shortly as well. So, folks, thank you for tuning into my show, Sports Corner with the Conn Man on the Sports Wave Network. I'll be talking to you next week, same time, same channel. God bless y'all. Stay safe. Thank you.
God bless y'all.